Hello, 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 and welcome to Rainbows Rising, where we ascend together. I'm your host, Rainbow Raaja, and today I have a very special guest for you all. I have Nitin with us, and he will be sharing his journey, battling the ego self and finding a way to live a more humble life. Welcome, Nitin.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me to your show, to your podcast.
Am I saying your name properly? I want to make
Yeah.
sure. Awesome. Yes. So tell me a little bit about your journey and you're a producer, right?
Yes, producer, director, writer.
So
Yes.
many producers get lost in the Hollywood dream. So how did you overcome that struggle?
Yeah, it's been a challenge. You get lost into that Hollywood dream because you see on TV, you see on videos, you see them at Hollywood on the red carpet receiving awards. And then you're making something films, and also I was doing that, and it's just always you get attracted towards it. I want to be there. I want to be on the scene. I want to be on the red carpet receiving that Oscar, I guess. So yeah, it's been challenge, but when you are following that dream, you don't realize it. You feel it's all good. It's all good to have goals. It's all good to have dreams. But what we don't realize it, we are actually losing the connection with the self in that process. And then, you achieve something, then, you get some awards. I've been making independent films, so film festivals, screenings happen to those. We got some awards. It felt good on that day when you received the award, but the next day you feel like, oh, you kind of want it again. You want that feeling, constant, like addiction, like thing. So you get again kind of depressed, kind of frustrated. So that's ups and downs. It's a challenge. It's not healthy for you. So that was I was going through, and but somehow I was fortunate enough to get into meditation, and that helped me to really connect with inner self. And slowly, that ego self started shedding off. And then the work became like enjoyment. It's like happiness. Just you're happy with whatever you're doing. It is just more um, authentic. Than just showing off. Oh, I'm the director, I'm the producer, I'm the Hollywood, I'm making movies. So it's all I showing the other people who you are and keeping that outer presence of you.
Mm-hmm.
What's tiring after a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've spent a little. I grew up in LA, and I spent quite a bit of time around Hollywood and spent some time on the red carpet with people, and I can tell you that those crowds really drain you. Being around, like being in the VIP areas and like being kind of the center of other people's attention. I was just a child, so I had like John Lovitz in my face, and you're so excited, but it's so exhausting. So exhausting making sure that you're like not getting too much attention. And I mean, I can't imagine how you can take yourself, because you're still producing movies, even independent films, which I think sometimes are even more glorious than the popular films. But like, how do you step out after being in a place like that? How do you keep your confidence? Because ego does preserve our confidence to an extent,
Right.
But how do you step out of like the ego without destroying your confidence?
Right. Yes. So definitely it boosts your ego, and that directly or indirectly boost your confidence, and you feel proud, you feel confident, you feel want to do more and more and more. But that confidence is actually under a shallow base, a shallow foundation. So what happened to me, even though I was making films that time with that kind of a false confidence, I want to say, I was not fully happy. There was inner happiness that was missing. Um, confidence was there. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I feel good. I feel, hey, look what I can do. That was there. But I think what happened was I was shifted away from the true purpose, or from that connection with the self and the universe. So when you shift away, universe puts you back, and it's like gives you a slap, basically. No. So what you're trying to do, I want to make this movie, I want to make this Hollywood movie, I want to get Oscar. So you put all your energy, put all your confidence, everything towards it, and you impress people, you get whatever you want. But is that what you're supposed to do in life? Is that your true calling? Is that your true purpose? So what happened is, kind of a project that I wanted to push, they went up to some extent, but then there was some hurdles, some blocks. But then they say, oh no, hurdles are part of life. You got to overcome those. So again, with that false ego, like, I'm going to beat this competition, I'm going to go around and find some way. So that actually felt good for the ego self. Oh, I can overcome this. But actually putting myself more away from that true calling, from that true nature. And then those film project didn't happen. Something really terribly went wrong. And then I had to really, really surrender. It was like, no, you are not the God, or you're not the man, or what, we have capabilities, artistic capabilities, but you got to find a medium, a sweet spot where you operate. That is for the universal consciousness, for the good. So I was away from that. So those projects stopped. And then there was a day when that was in 2009, when I really surrendered. I said, universe, you tell me the way. I think I'm the artist. I think I can tell stories. I'm a storyteller. I think I'm a good director, producer. I was asking why I'm not getting it. Why I'm not getting it? Why? Asking outside questions. But then they decided, I'm not going to ask why question anymore. I'm just going to let the universe decide what is your idea of my life. And I will
let the universe take the lead, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I totally relate to that. I have a lot of ambitions myself, and I start these projects and they start off really well. And a lot of times they, finish to completion, but there are those duds, that you put so much time and energy into, and you have this whole like fluffed version of it in your head, and you just hit block after block, and you're kind of like, maybe this wasn't what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
And yeah, I totally relate to that. I've come to that same place where I just trust the universe. I ask the universe, hey, show me what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's kind of how I got here.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
And that gives you fulfillment. That gives you peace, basically. And then it just, you never know what opportunities will come. They say you have to create your life, the life, thing. But if you let the universe be the driver or the guide, then you will get so much opportunities that you couldn't even think of, because you're only thinking this direction. Oh, this one, but there's a bigger thing here. You're not even noticing it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I didn't know anything about podcasts, like not a thing. I just kind of was like, oh yeah, it's kind of like a radio show. for people who like to talk about themselves. That's totally what I thought podcasts were. And this random person, like super random person, was like, hey, I would love to give you a free coaching session. Don't even worry about it. Let's just, I'm going to help you kind of get your life back on track. And so he's like, yeah, you're going to drink this water. You're going to eat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're going to only eat, fruits and vegetables at the beginning of the day. And you're going to walk a mile a day. Oh, and you should try podcasting. And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, listen, you like to talk. I can tell. Just go ahead and try. So yeah, the universe just plopped it. And for some reason that night I was like, yeah, why not? And I sat at my computer, I made my first podcast, and it hasn't stopped.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah. So
that's how it should be.
What kind of guidance and like what kind of tools can you offer the listeners to like be able to cultivate this universal truth of surrender? Like surrendering and just allowing things to be is one of the hardest, I guess one of the hardest like self-masteries to do. Like the sense of like losing control and the fear of losing control is such a like drive of the ego. How can we as individuals all just trust and like stop the worry so much, right?
Yeah, I got benefited from meditation. Meditation is the one that made the switch for me. However, there was that surrender before that. So I let the universe decide, hey, you do this and I will just follow with my plans. And during the same time, the switch happened, meditation came into my life, or I started doing meditation. And it started giving me deeper experiences and some energetic experiences I received. And then after that, the life changed. It's just put a purposeful path, like what your show is. You just kept doing, and right people came and helped you.
Suddenly you got clients, suddenly you got listeners, suddenly people are recognizing you, and you're like, wait, what? I didn't think this was gonna happen.
Right, exactly. So the meditation experience that I had, I decided to make a documentary on that. And right away, the right people, right artists, right musicians, right people that I wanted to interview just appeared. And that movie was made. So after that, I became a meditation guide and personal life coach, and I teach that. So I think that is the one that was the key that changed me. So when I offer my meditations to people, and through guided meditation, we surrender to the energy within, the subconscious mind within, to remove that egoistic physical nature. And that has helped me and my clients as well. So I kind of really feel.
Would you mind sharing what that movie is? Because I'm super interested in watching it.
Yeah, that name of the movie is Kundalini.
Okay.
It's a documentary. Kundalini is the energy of consciousness, is the Sanskrit word, means coiled up. The energy is coiled up at the base of your spine. And raising that consciousness, you become more aware of your inner nature, and your creative gifts come out, and it brings peace and harmony. So that movie is on Gaia channel.
Okay.
If you have Gaia subscription, it's like Netflix for spiritual movies. So it's been there. I get a lot of messages from people. They watched the movie. They were able to explain to themselves what was happening to them. So it's actually kind of rated one of the top movie in Kundalini. So you can go and check on Gaia channel. It's a 64 minutes long documentary.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out. Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
it was all based on Western experiences from Western people from here, America, on the energy, but has some Eastern connections as well.
Okay, cool. So, kind of circling back around to the, this ego mind and how much of an impact it really has on us. And besides driving the need for success, did you notice, like, working through this ego, these base desires that the ego kind of causes? Did you notice that there was like any other challenges to overcome while overcoming that ego state, or is it mostly just like giving way to the universe?
Yeah, it's so when you are in that ego-driven lifestyle, the way you talk to people, the way you work, the way you show your false, things, cars or homes or things like that. You just want to pretend that you are. You try to fake it until you make it also. So, all those things are our false coverings and costumes and the mask that you have put on. It's difficult to let go those. So those are the challenges. So once you start becoming authentic, these will come to you. They will come, Nitin, you are this. You should not be talking like this or showing your weakness or showing your vulnerabilities. But sometimes you have to be, be honest. And I did basically. Some people who were expecting, you can do this. But I said, no, I can't. I'm just not going to do this anymore. I'm just not capable. I just not feel this is the right thing to do. So those all other things like, having, showing off with your home, with your car, with the peer pressure and all that stuff, which comes along with it. It was a bit challenging to let go, but I did. I live in a modest place and nothing much, I don't feel like showing that false kind of a lifestyle. I'm feeling more peace inside. Sometimes it just feels like when you see other folks, other friends and families having big houses and lavish lifestyles and cars, but then everybody has their own process. Everybody has their own life, their own journey. And I don't want to pretend like my journey is like that or their journey is like me. We are all individuals. So I just focus on my authentic day-to-day presentations, my presence and expressions, and keep going in that. And that gives me that peace, which is more than, it cannot compare with $1 million as well. So, those were the challenges that came through while surrendering that. But yeah, fruits comes after some time. So when I had that roadblock in 2008 for that movie that I was trying to make, finally I made that movie after a few years in 2015. Mm-hmm. And it did win awards. It was actually made in India, and it won Filmfare Awards in India, which are equivalent to Oscars in India. So eventually I got it after a few years. I had to work on myself, surrender. Yeah. So, it just comes unexpected, the fruits of it. And you should not look for the fruits. You should just look for the right work, authentic work, and, just do best what you want to do. That's it.
Yeah. So it sounds like being driven to fulfill your heart's desire, and not necessarily like what you think you want, but like what your heart really wants to do, and being humble in your journey towards it, and working from a place of integrity. Like, it sounds like that's kind of the key, and like surrendering to the opportunities that arise when they arise. Like, I would have never, ever done a podcast ever. Had this person not suggested it, had they not been like, hey, listen, you already talk a lot, so why not try and make a career from it? And that, I mean, nothing rings so true to me. And so I did it. But like, man, what a journey you've had. What a journey.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I agree with you, what you're saying, that person came and told you. And that's what, if I really look back for last few years, whatever projects that I thought from my mind, again, there's heart and mind, what you're talking about, talk with the heart and not with the mind. Whatever I was thinking, I want to do this, I went up to some place, but didn't stop. But the other projects where people just appeared or they gave me ideas, those were just smoothly happened. So it's always heart and mind's game. And when you're thinking with heart, we're connected with heart, the right ideas and inspirations and people come. So
yeah, and it totally feels effortless. I know that feeling. I know that feeling when it just flows. When you are in the flow of life, there is nothing like it.
Exactly.
So you said meditation was like the main factor that really changed the game for you. Is there specific types of meditation that really help you? Because there's seriously thousands and infinite numbers of meditations out there. Is there like a specific meditation that helps break down those ego layers of the self?
See, I practiced few meditations techniques. Some helped me, some from which I learned some things. But I developed my own meditation technique, surrendering to the energy within, the Kundalini energy within. So once you surrender to the Kundalini energy within, that energy rises and it actually starts clearing the blockages within you, including the mental and emotional blockages and egoistic blockages also. Mm-hmm. So that is what I practiced. That is what I do when I do my sessions. It's the Kundalini meditation, basically prayer to your inner energy, and then let it rise. So it's when we were born with that energy. That energy resource came in the womb of the mother. And that energy resource has the blueprint of you, the true blueprint. So when you connect with your true blueprint, then the false blueprint or false structure that you have created starts falling off.
Okay.
So then you start recreating yourself, the renewed you. So I'm not totally renewed you in the sense I'm still a filmmaker. I'm still making films, but the attitude towards it, the way you do it, the intention that you have it, that all thing is all recreated. So the authentic thing is come. So all the false walls that you have created with your ego, they have shattered and falls down. So that meditation helped me. The first meditation I did in my life was the transcendental meditation. That is something that I started meditating. And then slowly I kind of developed my own technique. So I don't recommend anything or enforce something. This is the meditation you should do. People should try various techniques and see what works with them. It could be a breathing meditation. It could be just gazing at the light. It could be just mantra. It could be just being in silence and just listening to the universe, or that universal sound, to nature. Anything that you feel connected with naturally, that's what I would recommend. And not necessarily the technique that works for one person will work for the other. That's why there are many techniques also.
Yeah.
So
when you were describing your Kundalini meditation, what I picked up on was that this is like literally an energy meditation where you are guiding the energy within your body to almost like light a fuse and clear out the line, kind of overlaying with your like spine, your chakra system, and that you're clearing out stagnant, blocked, and discordant energy along that I guess meridian line, the
Sushumna
lateral meridian line. That's really, like, when you were talking about, I could feel it. So you're doing like energy work, and I thought that was really, really neat. Would you mind doing like a super short sample, or like doing a meditation? Just because I'd really love to share with the listeners my experience. Like, I literally just now felt you like working in my sacral chakra, and like I think it's really neat that just with talking about it, you can share that experience.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I would love to do a guided meditation now. But what you're saying, describing is what happens. Once we are talking, the energy actually, it's all energetic connection. And that's what my clients say that, when we start doing the session, it just they start feeling that energy. But you're right. Only thing I wanted to say is you don't guide the energy, you request the energy. And the requesting energy, the energy starts guiding you. And you kind of follow. And let the energy take over as kind of a thing. So yeah, we can do that. It's like how like we have 5 to 10 minutes. Is that what we do?
Yeah, I mean, technically you can go as long as you want. This is your episode.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's start it. So before I start it, let me give instructions to viewers. Basically, in the beginning of the meditation, I'm going to say a Kundalini prayer. So attendee have to repeat that prayer in their mind as I say loudly. And at the end of the meditation, I will do a gratitude prayer to the Kundalini that they have to repeat in their mind. And then I will be guiding in between. The tone of my prayer versus the instruction will be different. So you will know which is prayer, which is instruction. And the way we breathe, there is a breathing style. So as you breathe in, you visualize the energy rising from the root of your spine, from the back, from the center of the spine, all the way to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, you visualize that energy going back from the front of the body, back to the root. So creating an energetic loop.
Okay, so starting from the tailbone, coming up your back, over the top of your skull, and down kind of your stomach and your chest, all the way down to like the bottom of your pelvis. Yes?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And just for all those listeners out there operating heavy machinery or driving, please go ahead at this time to, you don't have to do the meditation. Pause the meditation, do it when you're in a safe place. Illegal reasons, please don't do this while driving.
Thank you. Can you hear it? All right. Let's close your eyes. Just give attention to your regular breath for now. Your regular breath that brings renewed energy from the universe to you. Give attention to that breath. Develop a relationship with that breath. Now I'm going to say Kundalini prayer. Repeat that prayer in your mind. Hey Kundalini energy, the energy of consciousness within me, I surrender to you. I surrender to you. I request your kind presence within me to flow within me, for me to find peace, harmony, and love. For me to become authentic and let go of my egoistic nature. And I surrender to you. I surrender to you. And with that surrendered attitude, as you breathe in, visualize the energy rising from the root of your spine, through the spine, from the back of the body, raising all the way to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, visualize that energy going back to the root of the spine, but from the front of the body, creating an energetic loop. So as you breathe in, Kundalini energy rises from the back of the body through your spine all the way to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, it goes back to the root from the front of the body, creating that energetic loop, rejuvenating, refreshing your mind, your body, your soul. Breathe in, energy rises. Breathe out, energy goes back to the root. Your own energy, your own power, your own strength, your true blueprint, the true you is within you. Let it rise. Let it rise. Let it shed the ego. Let it remove the blockages. Cleanse you. You were born with this energy, the energy of consciousness. It's like the goddess within you. It's the energy that was suppressed for years. Now it's time to activate those true nature, those true gifts that you were born with, for you to shine, for you to become who you are, who you should be, who you are meant to be. Removing the outer false ego, conditioning from the childhood, and creating your authentic self. Hey Kundalini energy, the energy of consciousness within me, I surrender to you. I surrender to you. I surrender to you. As you breathe in, the golden yellowish light energy rises all the way to the top of the head. And as you breathe out, that golden yellowish light energy goes back to the root, rejuvenating, refreshing your mind, your body, your soul. Keep breathing in, keep breathing out, keep visualizing energy, your power, your life force, your true gifts, your true nature. Shedding off guilt, anger, jealousy, lust, overconfidence, overpride, social conditioning. But creating the new you, the authentic you, the real you. The empowered you, the happy you, the peaceful you. Let the energy take over. Let the energy be your guide. Let the energy be your consciousness. Let you be the energy. Let your whole body be that energy. Let your mind, body, soul be integrated with that energy. Let that energy be the fuel for you Hey Kundalini energy, the energy of consciousness within me, I surrender to you. Rise within me, flow within me, for me to find peace, harmony, and love. For me to walk on my true nature, on my true path, and find peace, harmony, and love for self and others. You are in perfect harmony with the universe right now. Stay in this perfect harmony. Stay in this nature. Complete integration with mind, body, and soul, with your Kundalini energy, being the integration. And see what that energy gives you a message. Be curious to receive a message from your energy. It might come in the form of a picture, an image, a word, or a letter that may pop up, or a sound that you may hear, a past memory, or an insight that will just come. Without any force, just be curious to receive it. Om. 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 Now slowly stop visualizing the energy, keeping your eyes still closed. Gradually start coming back to your regular breath. Let the energy settle back at the root of the spine. Keeping the same surrendered attitude, let the energy go back to the root of the spine. Stop visualizing it. Staying in your breath, regular breath. Just repeat the Kundalini gratitude prayer in your mind. Hey Kundalini energy, the energy of consciousness within me. I'm thankful and grateful for your presence within me, for rising within me, for me to find peace, harmony, and love. And I will continue to surrender to you. Thank you, and thank you. And now you can open your eyes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man, that was beautiful. I got so many visions. It was great.
Oh, wow, would you like to share something? Any vision?
So I do a lot of art, aside from the podcasting.
Okay.
I do private sessions and stuff, and I whenever I do meditations or journeys, I always get really trapped in the visions that happen. Mm-hmm. So I've had to train myself to come out of them. And at first I was like, oh no, I'm having daydreams again. I'm doing I'm getting lost in the journey. So at first I was like kind of cruising down a snow mountain, just kind of like going off of jumps. And there was like a jump where there was like a golden chest on this, jump. And I like barely missed the golden chest on the jump. And I was like, it's okay. It's fine. I can take this snow run again sometime. I just like kept cruising down. And it was like a thick powder slope. It was like really, really steep. I was just cruising down, like super gentle, like flying. It was really nice. And then I was like, oh no, I'm stuck in a dream. I better come back out. So I like pulled myself out of that. I went back to the breathing of like circling it up over my head and over my front and back up over my head like an egg. And then I was dragged back into another vision of I was like working with a sponge, doing art. And I was like using the corners of the sponge to write words. So I like actually remember writing several words. But the only word that I was able to bring back with me was the word spear. And that was the last word I was starting to do before I went, oh crap, I'm in another vision. I gotta pull myself out. And it was right after I pulled myself out of that one that you were like, just enjoy whatever comes up in the visions. I was like, I guess. So it was like, I mean, it's hard to find a good meditation where I get dragged into a vision so easily, so effortlessly. And it really was, like, besides those, there were other like really quick snippets where I was like, there was one where it felt like I was kind of in like old world Japan a little bit. And I was just walking down this road with their little open shops on either side. And the road was like really narrow, but there was just some really beautiful, the Japanese guitar, it's not really guitar. It's not really a sitar.
Some music instrument.
Yeah. It's like that really beautiful, like, twing, 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 twing. So that was in the background. And I was holding like a parasol umbrella thing. And I was just walking down this lane and I had the awareness I was in a kimono. And then I that was like early on. I was like pulling myself out. Because I'm used to going into these really deep visuals. And for me, staying present in my body is the struggle, not getting all the visions. So that was fun. I got a whole bunch of neat little visuals from that. The very, very last one was I was staring at a piece of paper and like purple, pink, and blue paint just splattered, and it was somebody's face.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Well, maybe that person might be a resource or something that will bring for you, or
we will see.
You will know.
Well, thank you. That was so relaxing and so insightful. I hope all the listeners got as much out of it as I did, as I'm sure they did, because I felt so much coming up in that. It's really melodic.
Yeah.
And I really like how interactive it is, because a lot of meditations, it's not very, you don't have very much control.
Yeah.
And so that's really neat that this tool, to fight off the ego, which is all about control, you're almost satiating the ego through this practice of like, here's a little control. Just enough control to keep you happy.
Right. Yeah. Actually, that's what it is. It's the real control or real power is within you. You're looking outside everything. So this meditation is, I'm not giving you energy. I am not the master that I'm controlling you. I'm letting the audience, the actual recipient, to work on their energy. I'm just kind of creating an environment, a cultivation environment.
Yeah, you're holding space.
Right.
You're creating the container for
Right.
others to feel safe enough
Right.
to do that work.
Exactly. So I'm glad to viewers are to able to give it to this and share this meditation. But other thing is, sometimes some people may not get the visions or anything right away. The effects come later after a few hours. So maybe tonight or tomorrow, they will feel some change, some energetic change in them.
Yeah, everyone's at their own level. That's great that you threw that in there. That, if you didn't feel anything and you were just sitting there doing the practice, that's totally fine.
Right.
With practice comes those other things. And as you heard, I even had to pull myself out of it because I don't like getting lost in those as much.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. So I would love for you to share, do you have a practice? Do you work with people one-on-one? Where can people find you or experience your art? Because your film is your art and your expression of self. Where can people find that? And
right. Yeah. So I do coach on one-on-one basis. I'm based in Washington, D.C. metro area, Northern Virginia. I have a center here that I work. I also do Skype sessions, online sessions, Zoom sessions. All the information is available on the website. My film media meditation website, which is 7 Dots Media. So the people can go and check there the meditation. I also have a meditation app, mobile app as well, so they can check there. www.7dotsmedia.com is my website. Whatever career life balance that I may help, be happy to, glad to help.
Well, thank you so much for holding the space for the self-discovery and for sharing your journey and for helping people out there that may struggle with their own ego impulses. I know I've had days where I could definitely use some of these practices. So thank you so much for taking the time and sharing.
You're welcome. It's not me who is doing it. Is the help is coming through that energy. We just part of it. We just catalyst. We just medium basically.
But without you, we wouldn't have that information. Well, thank you anyway. Thank you for being so humble. Thank you for all of that. And thank you guys listening out there. We wouldn't be able to share this information without all of you to receive it. So once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. And I'm so glad that we all get to ascend together. Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Are you ready to ascend to the next level? This is Rainbow Raaja, your spirit guide calling. Please be sure to keep all arms and legs inside your vessel at all times. I'm just here to remind you to take some time today. Support Rainbow's Rising podcast. Go. Join the Discord community. Check out the Patreon. Get some stickers, custom tarot cards. Check out the merch. The merch. You know you want to. Go connect with Rainbow Raaja. Maybe even get a session. Who knows? Your support helps make this show possible. And she loves to support you. Help support her too. Once again, this is Rainbow Raaja, your spirit guide, guiding you to your ascension.